Flames erupt inside a small-town bank as gunfire echoes through the vault. An FBI agent fights desperately against armed criminals while hostages hide in terror. Bodies lie scattered across the floor and blood stains the marble counters. This robbery was never about stealing money. It was about destroying evidence that could expose the most powerful man in town. This all started earlier that morning in Omro, Wisconsin. Cease arrives late to work at the Wisconsin County Bank and Trust with her younger sister Rebecca. Her manager Martin is annoyed because it takes two people to open the bank properly, and punctuality is important. Martin lectures Cease about being professional if she wants to become a supervisor someday. Rebecca complains about work and leaves to catch her ride. Meanwhile, three armed men sit in a car outside watching the bank carefully. The leader is Gerard, a ruthless British mercenary with cold eyes. His crew includes Riker and Will, two American criminals ready for violence. They stop at a convenience store first to buy supplies. Will grabs snacks while Riker demands cigarettes from the nervous clerk. They also purchase garbage bags, duct tape, and women's magazines. The clerk watches them leave and feels uneasy about the strange combination of items. At a local diner, Cole Johnson sits awkwardly across from his father, Chief D.W. Johnson. Cole is an FBI special agent who left town years ago for training. His father is the local police chief who resents Cole for leaving. The conversation is tense and uncomfortable. Cole arrived at 9:02 and his father considers that late because the town doesn't run on Cole's schedule. They argue about Cole's decision to leave Omro for the FBI. Chief Johnson says Cole abandoned his family when his mother was dying. Cole explains his mother told him to follow his dreams and not put his life on hold. The chief criticizes Cole for never working in the field and suggests he's just doing surveillance and paperwork. Cole defends his work and explains that intelligence and risk assessment are important parts of fighting crime. The chief dismisses this as inferior to real police work. Meanwhile, Mayor Wilkins sits in his office making a phone call. He's talking to Martin, the bank manager, about changing their deal. The mayor demands an 80-20 split instead of 50-50. Martin protests that the risk is too high. Mayor Wilkins threatens Martin by mentioning he has something to show Martin's wife. Martin realizes he's being blackmailed and tries to negotiate, but the mayor hangs up on him. The mayor immediately sends a text message to someone. Back in the car, Gerard receives the text message and tells his crew they have the green light. Will asks if they're ready to go, but Gerard says not yet. He wants to wait until the drive-thru opens because that means the second vault is open. Riker asks how Gerard knows about two separate vaults if he's never been here before. Gerard ignores the question. At the diner, Cole and his father continue their painful conversation. Cole admits he misses his mother and misses family. Chief Johnson says being family means being consistent and always being there. He criticizes Cole for only showing up when it's convenient. The chief tells Cole he should visit his mother's grave and put flowers on it. Their waitress Denise brings Cole fresh coffee and mentions that Cease still asks about him. Chief Johnson says Cole left Cease high and dry when he went to the FBI. Cole feels guilty but defends his decision. At the bank, Martin opens for business and greets customers warmly. Cease works the teller window while Maria handles customer service. Everything seems normal and routine. Outside, Gerard watches the drive-thru window open. He tells his crew it's time. They load their weapons and put on masks. Gerard reminds them not to kill anyone unless necessary because they want to be the nice bad guys. He also tells them to watch their language. The three men storm into the bank with assault rifles raised. Riker and Will start screaming at customers to get down on their knees. People scream and panic as Gerard throws tear gas canisters into the lobby. Thick smoke fills the room and everyone starts coughing violently. The alarm system triggers automatically. Riker fires warning shots into the ceiling to establish control. Customers drop to the floor terrified. Within seconds, the criminals have complete control. They order everyone to gather in one area on their knees with hands visible. Gerard announces calmly that everyone is now a hostage. He explains that the tear gas effects will wear off if they breathe normally. Gerard politely asks everyone to hand over their cell phones. Martin identifies himself as the bank manager and tells everyone to remain calm and comply with instructions. Gerard laughs because he recognizes this from the standard bank manager training course. He recites the entire protocol back to Martin, including assuring robbers they're in charge, not provoking them, and working to give them what they want quickly. Martin admits he followed the training exactly. He says his name is Martin and mentions he has a wife. Gerard mocks him for trying to humanize himself so he's harder to kill. Gerard asks if Martin triggered the silent alarm. Maria admits she did. Gerard says good and orders them to round up the other hostages. Riker and Will cover the windows with garbage bags. At the diner, Chief Johnson's radio crackles with an emergency call. There's an active bank robbery at Wisconsin County Bank and Trust. Cole's FBI instincts kick in immediately. He stands to leave, but his father tells him to stand down because this is local jurisdiction. Cole ignores him and they both rush to the patrol car. Police cruisers arrive at the bank from every direction. Officers establish a perimeter and start evacuating nearby buildings. Chief Johnson takes command of the scene immediately. He orders his team to set up barriers and get tactical support ready. Officer Billy reports that SWAT is 8 minutes away. They discover the criminals came in a stolen car from Saunders Farm. Cole examines the car and notices something strange. The gas tank is completely empty. He questions why criminals would rob a bank without enough gas to escape. Chief Johnson dismisses this as desperate men not thinking straight. Billy tries accessing the security cameras but discovers they've been shot out. The criminals also blacked out all the windows so police can't see inside. Cole points out this doesn't make sense. They're wearing masks already, so why shoot the cameras? And why black out windows if they plan to escape quickly? Chief Johnson tells Cole to back off because he's getting in the way. Mayor Wilkins hears about the robbery and calls the chief's office. His assistant Tina mentions that Maria works at the bank. The mayor realizes his affair partner is inside with the criminals he hired. He offers any assistance the police need. Rebecca approaches the police line and tells Cole that her sister Cease works inside the bank. She reveals the criminals bought garbage bags, duct tape and women's magazines from the convenience store. Cole promises to get Cease out safely. Inside the bank, Gerard separates one hostage named Jessica from the group. He talks to her kindly and asks about her life. Jessica nervously says she has 2 young boys aged 3 and 5. Gerard asks what she wanted to be when she was young. Jessica admits she always wanted to be a pilot. Gerard tells her life is precious and makes her promise to take flying lessons within 6 months. He gives her a sealed message and tells her to deliver it to the most senior officer outside. Gerard warns her not to read the message. He releases Jessica through the front door. She runs toward the police carrying the envelope. Suddenly a gunshot rings out and Jessica falls dead. Everyone is shocked. Criminals shot their own hostage after releasing her. Chief Johnson realizes these aren't ordinary bank robbers. Cole calls the FBI to report the situation and requests voice analysis on Gerard. Inside, Cease confronts the criminals and asks why they killed Jessica. Will tells her to shut up. Cease refuses and demands answers. Will threatens her with his gun, but she doesn't back down. The hostages watch in fear. Gerard takes Martin and Maria upstairs to the safety deposit vault. He shows them a specific key and demands they open box 820. Martin explains they need a corresponding key from the customer. Gerard produces the matching key and tells them to hurry. Maria opens the box, but it's completely empty. Gerard is furious and realizes someone got to it first. He figures out the contents were moved by someone with access inside the vault. Gerard demands the master key that opens all safety deposit boxes. Martin claims no such key exists because it's against protocol. Gerard asks what they do if someone loses their key. Martin admits they call a locksmith to drill out the lock. Martin desperately offers Gerard $2.5 million in cash from the vault. He also offers to wire money anywhere using his encryption keys. Gerard realizes Martin knows what he's looking for. He demands Martin tell him where it is. Martin refuses and says if he tells, he's a dead man. He offers to reveal the location only if Gerard lets him go first. Gerard refuses to negotiate and decides to call for a locksmith instead. Gerard calls Chief Johnson and demands they send in a locksmith to drill out safety deposit locks. The chief tries to negotiate for hostage releases, but Gerard cuts him off. Gerard puts Martin on the phone. Martin tells the chief they need a locksmith ASAP. Suddenly, a gunshot echoes through the phone line. Martin has been executed. The chief is horrified. Gerard gets back on the line and says Martin was an excellent negotiator who just bought them 15 minutes. Chief Johnson orders Billy to find a locksmith immediately. The chief is devastated because he knew Martin for 20 years. Cole goes to the local hardware store and finds the town locksmith. The locksmith refuses to go inside because he has 3 kids and a baby on the way. Cole tells him to hand over his jacket because he's going in instead. Chief Johnson protests that Cole will become another hostage. Cole says Cease is inside and he won't let his father down. The chief reluctantly agrees. Cole approaches the bank unarmed. Gerard lets him inside and immediately suspects he's a cop. Gerard puts a gun to Cole's head and threatens to count to 3. If nobody identifies Cole, he'll be shot. Cease speaks up and says his name is Cole. Gerard asks if he's a cop. Cease says no and calls him a piece of shit ex-boyfriend. She mentions he has a stupid tattoo of a boat and lighthouse on his arm. Gerard checks and finds the tattoo. He believes the story and takes Cole to the vault. Cole starts drilling out the locks while Gerard watches. Cease is brought upstairs to help. She and Cole quietly discuss the situation. Cole asks how many criminals there are. Cease says 3 total. Cole asks if they've touched the cash. Cease says no and the vault is still full. Cole realizes they're after something more valuable than money. Cole admits this is his first time undercover. Cease is shocked the FBI sent someone with no experience. Cole explains he came for her. They work together drilling through multiple safety deposit boxes. Gerard searches through documents and jewelry but doesn't find what he wants. Maria tries to use the bathroom, but one of the male hostages suddenly clutches his chest and groans. He claims he's having a heart attack. The hostages beg for him to see a doctor. Riker forces him to stand despite his protests. The man stumbles toward the window. Suddenly, an armed officer rushes toward the bank. Gerard realizes someone is trying to send a message outside. He fires at the window. Meanwhile, Cole finishes drilling another box. He finds documents proving Martin was blackmailing Mayor Wilkins. Gerard discovers this too and realizes the mayor orchestrated everything. Maria confirms she had an affair with the mayor and he knew she was trapped inside. Gerard calls Mayor Wilkins and reports he found what they wanted. The mayor asks if their problem is solved. Gerard says he took care of Maria. The mayor mentions there's an undercover FBI agent inside. Gerard realizes Cole is the agent. He orders Will to kill Cole immediately. Will takes Cole downstairs. Cole suddenly attacks Will and they fight viciously. Cole overpowers Will and throws him into the fireplace where he burns to death. Cole rushes to free the hostages and hide them inside the main vault. He locks them safely inside where they can't suffocate. Cole tells Cece sorry for leaving her years ago. She forgives him. Riker discovers Will is dead and searches for Cole. They fight brutally throughout the bank. Cole manages to disarm Riker and takes his gun magazine. Riker attacks with his fists, but Cole fights back using his FBI training. They exchange devastating punches. Cole finally breaks Riker's neck. Gerard hears the fighting and comes downstairs. He fires at Cole from across the bank. Cole dives for cover. Gerard demands to know where the hostages are. Cole refuses to answer. Gerard reveals he was hired by Mayor Wilkins to destroy evidence of an affair. There's a USB drive containing video of the mayor and Maria together. Martin was blackmailing the mayor with it. Gerard's job was to find and destroy the evidence. He shows Cole the drive and brags about completing his mission. Cole asks how they plan to escape. Gerard admits they were never meant to escape. The mayor planned for them to die in a shootout with police. Then the mayor would retrieve the drive from the police evidence room. Cole realizes Gerard is standing in the center of the bank floor near the windows. He calls out to his father. Chief Johnson hears his son through the windows. Cole says knowledge is power, otherwise you're just firing blind. The chief understands immediately. He orders snipers to fire. Multiple shots ring out and Gerard falls dead. SWAT teams breach the bank immediately. Cole opens the vault and releases all the hostages safely. Cease hugs Cole tightly. Everyone is shaken but alive. Days later, Mayor Wilkins gives a press conference taking credit for resolving the crisis. He announces he's running for re-election. Cole and Chief Johnson meet the mayor at the diner. They show him Gerard's phone records proving he called the mayor repeatedly. The mayor tries to deny everything. Cole reveals they found the USB drive with video evidence. The mayor panics and offers them $5 million each to keep quiet. He increases his offer to $10 million. Cole asks how the criminals were supposed to escape. The mayor admits they were always meant to die. He planned to retrieve the evidence from the police later. Cole reveals he's been recording the entire conversation. The mayor realizes he's been caught confessing to conspiracy and bribery. Cole admits the USB drive was actually destroyed and contained nothing. He only knew what was on it because Gerard told him. The mayor has been completely played. Chief Johnson arrests Mayor Wilkins for conspiracy to commit murder, obstruction of justice, and attempting to bribe a federal officer. Cole and his father finally reconcile and embrace. The chief admits he was wrong about Cole. They work together as family to solve the case. Omro can finally heal from the corruption. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.